Okay. You ready to go?
No, but let's do it anyways.
All right, let's go. All right, bringing up the agenda. And hello, everybody. Welcome to Granblue Radio. This is episode number 267.
That's a lot, yeah.
We had ourselves a big old sandbox update, so that's going to be the bulk of what's going to be on the topic today. But as usual, the introduction to the episode. This is Vibrating Sheep of Granblue underscore EN, and with me on the phone to, yell at me when I'm wrong.
Hi, it's DJ.
All right, so let's get straight to the point on um, the sandbox update because this is the big update that was promised. For those of you who may remember Granblue Fantasy Fest 2021, um, our boy Nakamura, the player representative on that cast, um, he showed up to the Q&A with an agenda, and that agenda was hold on, let me show off that image here. Da, 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 da. Um, anyway, so Nakamura had himself a very contentious Q&A. Like he was just going after
Wait,
certain
there
things.
was questions?
One of the slides that he presented had a question mark. Exactly one of the slides had a question mark.
Yeah, it was at the very end of the sentence.
He's like, "See that? That's a question. There's a question mark in everything." It was so good. So anyway, what his quote unquote question said is the flow of Replicard Sandbox is pretty brutal right now. You're encouraged to fight each area's boss once per day. It takes a lot of time away from the usual flow of running raids in Granblue Fantasy, and is very, very like RNG dependent. It's just I don't know. It's like I'd like it to be a smoother experience is what the slide fully says, but he's just like I it really sucks having to add every sandbox zone to the dailies because
Hmm.
I mean, let's face it. Oh, this is a really good example right here. So I have 457 E organs, 2 ribs, and 36 cores, and it's like for all of the time that I have spent in this, I have
Gotta
two.
find more ribs.
No, these are unrewarding to get the ribs. It's like where were you? It's not Paradoxical Gate. It's I wish that I remembered where everything was. There it is. Here's the Rageborn one. Here's the short bar, and this is the way that I get Sun Idians. And it's like, no.
Yeah, that's also where you fight the nine-tailed fox too.
Nine-tailed fox isn't that bad, but it's like it was a pretty annoying grind to go in to look at this and go, I'm out of ribs. I have to go hit this node this many times, hope
Minimum
that the guard
6 or 7.
hope that the guardian spawns in early, probably hit the guaranteed guardian spawn late, and then do the boss fight once. And that entire process to do if even if you were just missing a single um thing, like a single boss summon material, it took you like a good half hour of autoing a lot of the
And if
time.
you're missing more than that,
Ugh. If you were missing more than that, I was just like, no, I'm out of here.
I mean, I took a break from sandbox for like 4 months, 5 months.
Yeah. I did Sandbox specifically just to step in and do a boss for quite a while. And even then, like there would be times where I'm just like, I'm out of ribs. And I would look at it and go, nah, I'm good. I'm not doing this one today.
All right, so let's skip ahead to what came out recently.
So we have the second set of zones. So we had E to
I
H
through
before.
L.
Now we have I through L. We
Here be
actually
space, here be swords. What's the next one?
cups and coins. Those are the um
The
the,
Fire Arcanas.
those are the remaining minor arcana.
Yeah.
So we're looking at a 4-stage thing for Arcarum. We're on stage 2 out of 4 for now, before they figure out what to do with the rest and the remaining letters of the alphabet. And as promised, each of these things has we knew about this part coming in, where it was, hey look, we're fighting Athena again, Granny again, Garuda again, Bale again.
But with a sick mask.
You wanted so hard to have me put up the Carol mask from Princess Connect because it's just like that's how
This is how you
Cygames
make them evil.
brainwashes. That's how you
This is how you make
brainwash.
them evil.
Yeah. I mean, that's what happened in Gundam Build Fighters too. They like brainwashed him with like evil sunglasses. Anyway, the point is that one of the things that they did, one of the things that they listened to, is that these bosses, these defenders, are much easier to kill for many reasons, but also there's fewer of them. God bless. They took away 3 nodes entirely.
So you'd only need to farm for 2 items now, which is that's a 50% increase.
That's a 50% decrease in the number of items you have to farm. So in 2 days, I have farmed and fought like so many Athenas. But also it's because the new things that they added to the Universal Guidebook. This friend right here, the Defender Gauge +1, just passively getting an extra Defender
You get
point.
this by completing each one.
Yeah,
once.
Each non-prototype boss once. So you have to fight the second mode, and the second mode, honestly, is not nearly as hard as the first one of this, like the first equivalent. I mean, Athena hurts, but once you're actually...
Athena puts me in red. It's great.
Yeah, do you immediately Maria Theresa and then just move on with your life?
No, I just have Deontay heal me all the way back up.
That's fair. I have Poseidon quote unquote heal me all the way back up. But yeah, that part is smoothed out. The fact that I'm getting 3 dots from every single one of these fights,
because the Thunder Gauge up right now for the countdown.
Right, and then the other thing that we would talk about, if I wasn't just fighting red hair right now and stuck in here, is that the books that you're allowed, they're just like, okay, so people don't want to do that much Sandbox. What can we do to have them continue playing Sandbox but not hate the experience? And they're like, aha!
200k supplemental skill damage.
50 extra meter at the start of the fight.
That one's a pretty good book. Also, they give you a 3rd book when you complete each zone once.
Right. But it's like, I'm hitting Decimate for like 3.5 million, because why not, right? Like, just let you go through this faster. It's single-player content. Here's to not hating it nearly as much. And so I can pretty cleanly OTK all of these things in under a minute. If I have the 50-meter one up, then I can kill all of them. I can kill the short bar ones in seconds, treat it like EX plus, and then just leave and get 3 dots. And even though it's the longer bar, that just took less time. And then the other thing that I truly, truly enjoy about this thing is that before, you had to go to the long bar to get Ideans, which were the worst, absolute worst part of this grind. Some people thought it was Lusters. I found it to be Ideans. Did you ever have an opinion on which one was worse, Lusters or Ideans, or did you just hate both of them?
They both sucked.
Yeah, that's fair.
I just like full autoed and let things be.
Mm-hmm. Hey, look, Ideans on the short bar. I can just go in here and fight the Urkin, and I can equip the 50-meter thing. I can press attack once, reload, and I'm done. And there's my chance at an Idean. And it's here's the sun, and then if I go over to our other friend Ifrit over here, oh hey look, it's the devil. And so
so they were like we said, they reduced the amount of fights that are needed, and as a result, they needed to actually have like a good split between the 2 Ideans and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And you can just go to these spots, and they just all have the chance to get you the Idean that you need. So in the last couple of days, I've actually finished getting Maria Theresa's domain of the Evoker, and I'm at another like 22 already, because another part of the grind that they finally uh, like made smoother is, hey, remember how we were complaining about what to do with our Arcarum points, where I was just tossing them mindlessly into Astras.
I definitely bought Astros too.
Hey, look, Ideans, you can
10 a
buy
month.
them. 10 of them a month. I've bought every single one for, I believe, the Devil and Justice already, and I'm like, maybe I should buy the Death ones before the month rolls over. Here they are. Maybe, I don't know.
I mean, you do get a lot of Arcarum points from doing stuff, so.
Yeah, especially since I've been while I'm like running or while I'm working or something like that, I'll full auto um the Militis version of Athena and just fight her. And, after that time, I have another 350 Arcarum points, and that's 10. So add that up, and over like 90 minutes of pressing 10 buttons total and looking away for a while. Hey, look, that's worth an Idean, a guaranteed Idean. Or I can just do the usual thing and fight this thing and do the work toward the mission. And yeah.
I'm just working towards the missions right now.
So am I. I'm almost done with a lot of them. The last one though, requiring 50, it's gonna take a while, and I'm pacing myself a little bit. I say that I'm pacing
Oh,
myself.
I matched my face right into the ones on the far left right over there because they were all skill cap.
Oh yeah, these ones for skill cap. Yeah,
Yeah, the ones on right are skill damage, and I'm like, I don't need that.
I am done with every single short bar because every single one of them I had the 50-meter guidebook equipped, and so here's the meter-based one. Start with 50 extra meter. Gain more meter. The gain more meter only matters if you're actually continuing to attack after this. But, starting with 50 more meter is really good. It just makes things faster. It's great. And so I was able to just make a team that one-shotted every single one of those things and blew through them in 2 days. And it felt good while doing it. But yeah, so like it's yeah, it's really good. That part is really fun. Any further opinions on that, DJ?
Even with the defender gauge going back down to 2 later, it's still gonna be way faster than the original.
And here's the thing that I do enjoy about this is that they said there is no real reason to go back to the first 4 zones once you're done. Because all of these drops that are unique, the luster, that's it, the luster, it is available in the second one. The only thing to do would be to get an additional luster from an easier boss from the prototype version.
Yeah, I'm good.
Nah, I'm good. I'm just gonna fight this. I'm just gonna fight Granny over and over again. The second version isn't that bad,
I don't
especially
even
with
fight the second versions half the time, but they're not that bad.
especially like I said, since we have these new guidebooks that just say, "Hey, look here." Well, this is the old Valor's guidebook is the old one. This one is just, what is it? 32% triple attack. Yeah, 32% triple attack, stamina, 10% CA cap, 500 KCA support. It's like, okay, you know what? They just want you to be done. They just want you to get
You
through
all feel
this,
power.
feel powerful. Aren't AX Omega weapons exclusive to the previous 4 zones?
Probably. I don't know.
Yeah, probably. I was just talking about the bosses, though. The bosses, you have no real reason to go back to. And then,
Yeah, you go check out all those nodes and see if any of the Omega weapons are there. I don't think they are.
AX Omega weapons are all zones, says Nelly2K.
No, check. You're on the screen right now, Dom. Just
Yeah, I
check,
was about to say,
check all
like,
those.
I did look. They're not there. And I don't think I've gotten any from the chests. So, yeah,
I definitely only got in like the second versions of
Yeah,
other
same.
things.
So I mean, yeah, I guess Magna 1 weapons with AXs you go back to 1, but by this time most of us who have done enough 1 are just like we're good. We're good.
I'd rather not go back.
Maybe someday I'll go back for a No, I won't. I'm
Like
good.
the only thing I can think of is whenever I want to make that the seven short chef grid,
Mhm.
but I already have two chef swords and I barely use one.
Mhm. All right. So, let's circle back to what Nakamura said, right? So, you're encouraged to fight each area's boss once per day, and the process of getting to them is annoying. They have cut down the amount. I can farm out a boss worth of summon mats in less than 10 minutes. I can do all four in about in a half hour. That includes fighting the boss. Because if I want to, I can just, let's say it's a maximum of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. It's a maximum of 6 fights. I can do this, including load time, in about 10 seconds. So this takes about a minute to farm out if I want to. And so I can get both of those. That's 2 minutes. And I go in here and I fight the boss, and that's like another 4 or 5 minutes. That's about 7 minutes.
Have you ever seen a Defender Plus Plus yet?
They don't exist.
Cool.
There's only a Defender Plus. There's no Defender Plus Plus. There's no Defender Plus 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 as far as I've seen.
Yeah, because I grinded it out straight for like 4 hours earlier and didn't see one.
Yeah, that's another thing that they made better. Yay! But all of this said, so they've made that part better. Like they made the day-to-day portion of it way smoother. You just do less of this. Um, the next part to ask about though is how much of this does it feel like is worth building toward compared to the amount of work going into it? Because one of the things that we complained about with original Sandbox is that all of this work all of this work goes into the domain of the evokers, and the domains of the evokers, we went through them. There were like 3 that were worth it, we felt, and the rest were like, eh.
Oh man, dude, I figure out that when we're upgrading the evokers, we're gonna need that those weapons too
Yeah,
for a 5-star.
because like especially some of the characters you're just looking at where it's like Kaim's domain of the evoker, right? Where it's like it involves Kaim being in the front line. I haven't even bothered unlocking any of this. It's just when using his charge attack, randomly raise 2 of his ranks by 1.
I mean, that's not a bad effect if you're actually using him,
It
but
requires you
he's
to be
broken in the back.
Yeah,
Like, there's no reason to ever play in front.
right.
If he's up
Or
front, you made a mistake.
some people actually actively don't unlock Lobelia's domain of the evoker.
Oh, I got those defense.
The thing is that like it just wastes your time if you're already like maxed out and such. Yeah, Umi Kinley, it's like when they make me get a Lobelia domain, I'll retire from playing Earth. Sure. I mean, it's just a little bit of extra animation time anytime someone does a freaking skill cast when with Lobelia and back. um, so a lot of these they just really didn't feel like they were worth it. The ones that felt like they were worth it were basically like Frau, um,
Nears is
maybe
cool.
Geisenborger.
Nears is cool.
Nears is cool. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
It also stay in the fight a lot longer.
Yeah. And there actually is a better use case for Nier being in the front than Kaim being in front. And then the other thing about it was going into the New World Foundation weapons, which are now upgradable to 4 stars, and they each get pretty. Well, some of them get significant upgrades, some of them don't. But like,
no, like all of them are minor.
yeah, they're all minor.
They're all very minor.
I was gonna try and lobby for some of these, but no. Like, I've made the Moonbow. This thing sucks.
I finished the Kiss of the Devil. I was already using it, by the way, but it only increases on CA to 10% more
Yeah,
for a skill cap.
it was an extra 10% skill cap. The ability
I
to
think still
put
only lasts one turn.
this in the sub grid though for the Kiss of the Devil is actually really significant because then you can actually use Kanabo with this.
You can also get Majesty.
Yeah, I mean that doesn't suck. they're they're now attack and majesty, which is less embarrassing compared to all the other things that take up a slot there. And they can go in the subgrid, in Arcarum, and that's non-embarrassing.
Maybe one day I'll stop being lazy and actually make Honobo.
Oh, Kanabos are so good.
Oh, I know. Everyone talks about them.
Like,
I just don't want. I don't feel like the need to do it. So
yeah, I mean, it's something that I personally find really fun. But like, yeah, so now that we can get these to 4 stars, it's like, did you actually read what the Pain of Death gets as its 4-star upgrade, other than
yeah,
being able to go back?
it increases your revive from 30% to 40%.
Yay!
I told you every one of these is like a 10. As in 10 degrees up.
Yeah, it's all just 10%. But like the ability to put some of these in the subgrid and still get their effect, so that you're not forced to main hand them, is actually amazing for the theater of temperance. Actually, like
Oh yeah, I missed that part at 150.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting the problem with Rao still is that you need red heat, and there's only 2 sources of red heat, and one of them doesn't happen if the boss is not fire. I mean, not fire, not wind.
Right. So yeah, I mean, this doesn't feel worth it yet. However, having it be easier is really nice. And people are willingly on this treadmill largely for the reasons that they're like, we know how this works. This is gonna be required for a 5-star evoker at some point in the future. We're just gonna I'm gonna eyeball Christmas 2022 as when they start saying, yeah, okay, we're doing this.
I'm eyeballing wherever they stay on the stream next in a couple weeks.
We'll see. But yeah, we're doing this because we feel like it's building to something, but also in this case, it's finally not something that we're actually willing to do. Where it's like, this is actually pretty easy and rewarding at the same time. Because
I'm getting a jackload of exp right now.
Yeah, I've gained 2 ranks off of this crap. But yeah, that's the new sandbox. And is there anything more that you'd want to say about just the process part? Like where it's going, what it's building toward, what it's like to build toward that right now?
Process is fine. It doesn't really change how I play, really.
Mm-hmm. So
I need to have something to run while I'm doing work.
Mm-hmm. Here's the next part. So each zone got new weapons. So there's 12 new weapons total. And so let's go through each of them, shall we?
Okay. We want to go by elements?
Let's go by elements. Let's go by fire, shall we?
Alright, so.
Weapons.
Alright.
It's a fire sword, because they're all equivalent to previous weapons from this series, except for the ones that are light and dark, because they're not based on that. All right, Sword of Pallas Militis, right? So we're going with cycles here.
All right.
Sword Voltage 2.
Sword Voltage 2 is like 8% per sword, I think.
8% per sword, maximum of 80%. So if you had
That's
4
not bad.
Eke Sacs, then this can go there.
Also, you want the 4 AKSX because you're trying to get that
Full
crit.
crit. Mm-hmm.
The one thing I saw, the fun one, is I saw this in the light grid.
Oh yeah.
Swords. That's a lot. That's a lot of EX.
It's a huge amount of EX for the light sword grid. It's true. It blows the Xeno sword out of the water because of voltage. Um, one of the interesting ones is the exert. So all of them have a second one that are based on your HP state. So they're all this entire cycle of 12 is voltage of some kind, and then something that changes based on your HP. So this one is multi-attack based on high HP. I think I was looking at the game with numbers. It was 20% multi-attack
I would
at
have to
max
double
health.
check.
It's pretty easy to check once you're actually in the calculator, but
Well, it's also easier to check when you actually have it.
yeah. So it's at max is 20%, which is pretty significant.
That's pretty a good amount, actually.
For the
Fire can keep its HP up pretty easily, too.
yeah, 20% is pretty dang good. Like that's what
As
a
you know,
double
sword.
Agni Trinum 2. It's an Ultima weapon CA.
Oh yeah, also it's also yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, for sitting around, for example, if you are still on the Ekesax grid, then this actually covers a couple of very good bases. It gives you an EX weapon that you are very happy to put in there. Like some people are like this dead soul remnant. I'm like, good.
Soul Remnant sucks.
I hate you. Get out.
It has a bad second ability.
Yeah.
This one has no second ability, but it's a higher multiplier.
Mm-hmm. So
Actually, in Fire, it actually has a second ability.
Yeah.
I lied.
I'm actually okay with that. I mean, I'm not going to use it myself, but there's 12 weapons. Somebody's got to find something in here, right? So let's move on to the spear. Spear voltage.
Supplement your CA damage based on how low your HP is. It acts the same way as what's that?
Osiris?
Weapon. Yeah, Osiris's weapon.
So the Osiris weapon is useful in essentially Unite and Fight Nightmare. Like that's basically its niche, or just some other kind of like hard but not super hard content where you gotta get more damage out of it being like medium low, and you're not in danger of dying super hard, so that you don't need like a garrison or hit point weapon in this slot.
All right, now here's the bad thing though about this weapon.
What's that?
It's a spear.
Yeah.
I can only think of like one good spear
in
and
Fire
that's
or just in
limited.
general.
In Fire.
The good spear in Fire is the Kumbira spear, right?
Correct.
Yeah, the Summer Kumbira one. Yeah.
And it was against the other good spear in Fire, the Hollow Sky spear, which you want to be at high HP.
Yeah. So
that's the problem with this.
That's the problem
it's
with
a spear.
One. Yeah. Having access to initiation might be okay, but it's not going to give you any attack. So this thing sits around waiting for some kind of amazingly broken spear to come out. Like, what if, let's just throw something out there where it's like a Grand Fire spear that gives you, like, Ivory Arc. It's like, okay, sure. We can start thinking about this one. But this one basically doesn't go anywhere important right now. So that one's...
I can only think of like a weapon, a grid that has two of these, two of the Kumbira spears, and now you're at like 32 EX only total.
Yeah. All right, we're moving on then. So water, melee. Here's Wilhelm.
Oh, Wilhelm. I think I'm doing my math wrong. It's 8% per spear, right?
Yes.
So that's 8 times 4 is
32%.
Well, then you multiply it by 2. Because I mentioned 2 of these.
Right.
Yeah, okay, so that's not bad. That's not bad, but that requires you to have that spear. No.
And dedicate 2 slots to it.
Yeah, that's the 4 slots taken up.
Yeah.
I'm good on that.
So here's the Wilhelm. Wilhelm has been an old friend of many a free-to-play water player. All right. So, Gauntlet Voltage. So this is essentially, the previous one was Ekesax, this one's Oberon. If you're on the Oberon grid, let's go! And then, Marvel is supplement skill damage based on how low your HP is. Let's see here, at max health, it is 50k supplemental, which is not embarrassing. 50k supplemental is actually quite good, even on skill damage.
But what is it at maximum potential?
At 1 hit point, it is 150k supplemental to skill damage.
It's not bad, but I don't think that is that hitting sub cap anytime soon.
What was that?
Is it hitting anywhere near sub cap?
Um, I mean, if you have two of these, it'll hit the sub cap. If you just like, yeah. In chat, it's like Kolulu. It's Kolulu's time. Yeah,
Because
it
let's see
is.
here. Other fist in water is Scarlet Vein, which increases your generic cap.
Yeah, that one is pretty outdated. I have one, but I've never used it. There's Wilhelm itself, which cuts your HP in order to get crit and attack. Um, there is, sorry, I have to bring this up every time now. Our boy, the Italian sweet bun.
I mean, it has Enemy Garrison.
Yeah, baby.
It'll keep you alive.
Um, we have ourselves the dishwashing glove from
Spirit of
Europa.
Mana.
Yeah.
Hey, that one on CA gives you supplemental damage
Hmm.
to all allies.
I mean, but yeah, it's Oberon's and our old friend the Xuanwu Shell Fists. Ugh, that's a tongue twister.
Hey,
Xuanwu.
that's way more than Fire's viability.
Yeah, it's true. So I mean,
With the spear.
I can definitely see a use for this one. The Wilhelm Militis.
Yeah,
Especially,
this is pretty much if you don't have the Lancelot daggers.
yeah, and then you use this with like the Kupitan Cassius team or something. If you Kupitan's gonna be easier to get than Cassius is. I don't have Cassius, so it's there. It's something that's fun. The other one, oh, what's the other water one? It's
Sigurd.
Bow of Sigurd. Oh, so water bows, you say?
All right, but multi attack.
Yeah.
All right,
it's
but
all right.
in water.
In water, the other weapon with bow voltage doesn't really. Well, it cares about multi attack as a way to build meter in order to do this. So number one, you already have bow voltage. It's at a lower number. It's 4% each, but you're using Columba anyway, and at yeah, I guess you can add one more, but at a certain point you're just like, okay, this is too many bows. I've already hit my 80% cap.
Yeah, combined they hit 80%.
Hmm. So anyway, it's decent, but the fact of the matter is,
I don't think the payoff's that good though.
yeah, the multi attack isn't good enough. Like you're already getting your bow voltage from here, and you want a CA, and those CAs hit real hard. Yeah, Wilhelm is being used in Wind Zephyrus grids right now. Interesting. I'd like to see that video. All right, so that's water. Earth. It is the Spymer's axe and the gun, right?
Correct. And
So
Spire's vision.
So Solomon's axe.
Solomon's axe.
Axe voltage. Axe voltage 2 already exists. It's on Pain and Suffering.
Here's the difference though, Dom.
Mm-hmm.
The element that's in
Earth. And
I'm trying to look up many Earth axes that you would want to use.
Metal.
That's about it. Oh, you can use a crab grab.
Yeah. But here's the
the Naginata. Yahada's Naginata is
an axe. Oh my god, I can never remember that. I always think it's a spear. So that's 2. But look at persistence. Supplement Earth allies damage based on how high their hit points are. That's 150k for being at full health.
That was 150? Dang.
Should be. Let's see. Hold on. Let me see this. Oi Hodojosho.
It's
actually 60. It's sorry. I was wrong. It looks like it goes from 10k
to 30.
30k. Yeah,
It
yeah,
goes to
yeah.
30.
Yep.
So like most of the free to play ones.
Yeah, I was looking at the
Yeah,
wrong one.
I was about to
Might be,
say
might be. I was
that
looking at
thing's
the Enmity
ridiculous.
version. Yeah, it's the Osiris dagger. Um, like as soon as you get this, DJ, because I know that you're a Halloween Kukuru owner, I would like to see how this goes with her. Because
Uh,
there have been some pretty funny videos about persistence with Kukuru.
the problem with this, once again, is that it's not doing much in my grid.
Yeah, it is really
Like,
funny.
if I'm not hitting the cap, I'm dead.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. Then the other one is the gun.
Yeah, because like in Magna, there's like one axe.
Well, you can run. You used to run 3 of them, and then what happens is that you got Kaim and you stopped running 3 of them.
Yeah, that's a problem. Kaim exists.
Yeah.
Kaim kind of changes how Earth works.
Yeah. All right. Oh, on to guns. Multi-attack based on low HP. That isn't a thing. Attack based on number of guns equipped. I mean, there are good Earth guns, and by that I mean the AK, which you used to run a bunch of, that then Kaim existed. So. Should we just move on?
I have nothing to say.
All right, moving on. Wind. We have our old friend, the Indra bow. Oh, hey, I have one of these. Neat. So bow voltage, which I mean, you have the Ring of Raphael if you're still using Seraphic and you're not on, the Ultima life. You have Indra, the actual Indra bow itself, which is
Which
a
has
non-embarrassing
has
thing.
medium crit.
Mm-hmm. And then this is supplement wind damage based on how low HP is. So the low version starts
60k.
at 50k or so, and then
No, it's 60k.
is it 60k? Oh wait, I was looking at the. This is
the
I'm looking at the
formula
wrong one.
is
Yeah.
the formula is 50k times max HP minus current HP divided by max HP, and then a plus 10k. So there's a minimum 10k.
Minimum 10k goes to 60k. I was looking at the wrong one because this is called Gosatsu in Japanese. I was looking at the wrong one. I was looking at the ability damage one. All right. So I mean, wind getting low and then staying there is an old thing that's been doing forever.
You can do it with the Indra hedge.
Yeah, you can do this with Valentine's Grimnir, just like everything else that works with Valentine's Grimnir in this game, which is almost everything.
So here's the sad thing about this though.
Does it not stack with Elier's Beak?
It does not stack with Unius.
So, when's the last time that you heard about something
I
like
have
Unius?
a 4 Unius grid.
I'm sorry.
So yeah. Also, it wouldn't stack with the Aerial's Beak either. They're running off the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Skill damage.
This one is regular damage. This is not skill.
Oh,
damage
never
here.
mind. Then it works fine.
Yeah, it works fine. Okay, I was about to say it's like
That
wait a
works
second.
fine then.
Yeah. So this works fine. It's funny. It's really funny. I'd say go for it. And then the other one is the dagger. That's a Parna. Where are you? Where's daggers? There they are.
Plume of Saparna.
So
Boost the multi-attack.
and also dagger. Wait. So it's time to play Name That Weapon. Is it the Lovely Ace that's a dagger or the Reunion that's a dagger? It's Reunion, right?
I'm pretty sure it's Reunion.
No one does that anymore. All right, we gotta keep moving.
Spoilers, it's Reunion.
All right, light. We have ourselves a harp and a gun, I believe. The harp is really funny because it's literally Bale's hat and they put strings between it. So harp voltage. In light, you have the Seraphic harp.
Okay.
You have the Sleipnir shoe.
Sure.
Look, you're using this for quenching, okay?
Yeah, I'm like, are we going somewhere with this?
let's be very honest with ourselves. We're using this for quenching, which is the CA supplemental on this for oil.
There's
So
Rene.
six.
Rene is a harp.
Ooh, oh, you're right. You're right. But yeah, 600. It's a 600k supplemental. It does stack with Crux up to a maximum. So you basically use either one of these and one of the new Horus katanas, or you use two of these, or you use whatever. You get to that million supplemental and you stop. And this is another way of getting it.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, it has a clear use case that is better than a lot of things. And then the other one, I believe, is a gun. Hey, I have one of these too. Kukovagia. Gun voltage. Light guns are basically like Ruler of Fate kind of got deaded because of the existence of the Horus weapon and now the Bale Hat.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. And then here's Fortitude. Supplement light allies damage based on how low their HP are. Light is
Oh man, can't wait to go against the Beelzebub weapon. That one's boost your skill cap
based on how high your HP are.
Yep.
Well, the other option is you actually have to go up against the Horus bow, because that's also a concern now. So here's the Horus bow.
This one at least goes up to 60k because it's the enemy version, but
yeah, like I see Harceasis, or however you pronounce this, getting a lot more use than the light gun.
Well, to be fair, the light gun's been out for how long, and
yeah,
it's not easy to get.
Also true. My boy Nemonade has been trying for like 3 days straight, just mashing at Athena trying to get one weapon and has failed. It's like, oh, I see.
It'd be like that.
It'd be like that.
But I would rather use the bow.
My
to
boy,
be honest.
yeah, my boy Gawain though, supplement light allies damage based on how low your HP are. That's all I have to say. That's the only place I can go there. I can't go any further with this.
Daniwa, I guess.
Yeah, Donald exists.
But once again, it's really hard to go when you're easy to access of a Beelzebub weapon is the opposite way.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, going to the end of these. Here's Dark. Here's Ramsund. Staff voltage in Dark. Abyss staves are staves of the Abyss spines. So if you're still at that stage of Magna 2, this gives you a huge chunk of EX, because you're using like 3 staves, probably 2 to 3.
You usually use 3 because that's where it usually caps out for your CA cap.
Right. Supplement damage based on low HP. This is easy to turn on, but
especially in Dark.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of people have already just like. Okay, so let's just say that you're not using Pain and Suffering in Magna Dark because you don't have.
Oh man,
one.
because that's a way better comparison so far. Please continue.
But the thing is that Agonize is easier to use even in Magna. That's where I was going with this. And so, I mean, this one gives you a bunch of EX attack. Agonize gives you a small amount of normal attack, but it also gives you a very easy to use supplemental.
True, but you could technically have both. Technically,
you could,
because they are different supplementals.
It's true. So I mean, I can see a use for this. I just don't think it's like that easy to slot in.
Majestus is a sphere, not a sphere, it's a staff. Yeah.
Oh baby.
3 Majestus, we're good. Let's go.
What's the last one? Is it an axe? It is an axe, isn't it? Yep, it's an axe.
Yeah, you know what? Dark has a hard time doing, Dom.
Finding axe voltage.
Multi-attack it.
Welcome to Dark. Here's even more multi-attack.
I don't think you can go above 100.
And also, this has X voltage too, which is actually the exact same skill as one of the best weapons in the game that you use even if you're Magna.
Yeah, you don't remember. Not everybody has it.
It's true. It's true. However, the amount of effort it requires to get this thing to drop, um,
What if it just drops normally? Don't you know?
all four of them are just gonna drop normally for you. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, it's better than me trying to roll for dark SSR sometimes.
But yeah, I mean, I'm not actually going to say its name. I'm just gonna show it, and then I'm gonna just close it, and we're just gonna move on. Like, yeah, it is a free to play pain and suffering in chat. Like it's a, but I mean, like, let's go into the raid list.
I mean, if you want to make this good, you still need the crit axes.
Yeah, yeah, I guess. But I mean, there's still good free options that aren't nearly as like rip your hair out hard to get a bunch of.
All right. Anyway, let's move on.
All right, so that's it for this edition of the Sandbox update. We've talked about the 12 new weapons. We talked about the like extremely minor updates to the New World Foundation. Um, how long are we at? We're at about 45 minutes in. Do you want to
Yeah,
do the fast version or the long version of the rest of this episode?
I forget what the rest of the episode is. Let's just do it long.
All right. So, oh wait, that was the long version. So here's the last part of the today. So proving grounds, it's a thing. It didn't.
Is it?
What you call it? It doesn't have any new weapons this time. It's essentially here just to catch up on Phantom Fangs, because Phantom Fangs is a good free weapon, to be fair.
Yeah, it is.
Skill cap is something that is non-embarrassing to have.
Good main hand.
Yeah.
But the gimmick this time around was supplemental is multi-hitting skills, and it's like
do
what
you were already doing. I was able to do a 3-turn Proud Plus. It's like okay game.
like why?
I mean, let's just go in here and let's see. Is this free?
Was there any grounds to prove? You're just telling Dark to do what's doing the entire time.
Here's the funniest part to me. Let's just go into the party screen and look at all of these characters that have P's next to their names, okay? So, Lich.
Yeah, that's an easy one.
Summer Tabina.
That was pretty easy.
We're gonna skip over Freezy. Albert. Cassius. Predator. Tanya, Kolulu, Vicky, Vite.
Vite has like a 6 hit or something.
Yeah, Orchid is on this list.
For skill 3.
Serb
for every one of her buttons now.
I did laugh at Joker with his Tokachev.
Yeah, his gun.
hey, he can cast that thing 2 times in a turn, and then you can reload and do it again for 2 more, and then you're out of that button for the rest of the fight. But you know what? That fight isn't going on any longer anyway.
True.
You have pressed so many skills that the thing is dead.
But yeah, no. I just looked at this one. I'm like, why?
Like, I mean, I have the most predictable possible party setup for this. It's like, oh look, it's me with Robin Hood and 3 characters who have multi-hitting skills. Hey, look.
Dang, that's wild.
It's me as a Robin Hood with 3 characters who have multi-hitting skills, and then Seophon technically counts as a character with a multi-hitting skill, even though he's not dark. Hey, look.
You're just leveling him.
Yeah. Hey, look, it's Robin Hood and a bunch of multi-hitting skills and Keelan. I'm so good at this game.
Yeah, and you're able to Keelan each time.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was nothing to prove.
Um, like some people were complaining, it's like when's the next time there's going to be a fire proving grounds, etc., etc. I'm not as worried about that because this is the number one thing about proving grounds, is that I can count it as being something for fun, and also if you're really really sore and looking for the proving grounds
Ocean
weapons,
goals or
log in. Just log in and then
yeah.
go into the store. And here, let's see, where are you? Where are you, Ushimgal? Ah, my old friend Ushimgal. There you are. This is
Hey,
actually still a relevant weapon.
that was my old OTK weapon.
This is it actually continued to be my OTK weapon in Sandbox because I had that as my one-shotting Wind Guardians main hand when I had
Yeah, that
the
makes
50
sense.
thing. Yeah.
It has extra skill damage and also the extra damage at the end of Siang.
And I mean, sure, you can say it's like, yeah, but we want a new weapon, but I mean, the Proving
There's already
Grounds.
a lot of new weapons I've been trying to grind. I don't need to grind
Yeah,
any more new
uh,
ones.
I'm good. Also, this things like, look at Earth's Proving Grounds weapons.
Wait, we use those? Wait, we use the dagger peak.
Do we? I don't remember the last time
Sometimes
I used a dagger peak.
I use it. I use it when I'm using stories.
I guess that's fair. Yeah. All right. I forget that dagger peak is a thing because I just keep glancing past it and just looking straight at the world ender in those grids for Sora's.
Yeah, that'd be nice if I actually had more than one world ender and not some bricks to go with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna cry over here for my no bricks.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel that one. I have one brick and I have a choco cone and yeah. Yeah, that's what I have.
Yeah, I just recently used mine on the Lancelot dagger.
I haven't used it on the Lancelot dagger yet. I haven't. I don't have Kubiton. I don't have Cassius. I don't have like things that make that super fun. I
Yeah,
instead.
you have an eternal.
I mean, this is true, but I still haven't committed to that version of it yet because I'm still just using the water hard mode grid with Columbus and such. All right. So anyway, that's it for this week. Next week we have the Zoe and Geo event created by the stars, loved by the skies, to talk about. We will not have a Choregra to talk about because we have the upcoming GBF live stream, as is tradition for March. Um, and yeah, we'll basically be talking about the new characters in the story.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for joining us, everybody. Um, I'm, as you may have noticed while I was looking through our car, I have 410 AAP to get through, so I'm gonna go get on that. You guys enjoy, keep on playing during this campaign of like so much so much XP. There's so much XP, DJ.
I mean, yeah, I just got through 6 to 140.
I'm I'm getting close to hitting the rank cap. Like I will probably hit the rank cap by the end of the anniversary campaign in mid March, late March.
And that's when they push it.
They actually didn't announce this time on the Christmas one that they're going to be pushing up the rank cap. I wonder if they actually are going to be pushing up the rank cap.
Because the current one's 300, right?
The current one's 300. We'll find out. Anyway, thanks everyone. We're gonna go ahead and go back to. So we're gonna go, and Mr. Nakamura, he's a little less disgusted. Vicky, she's
But my
a
second
little more
favorite
cheerful.
Axel one, say you.
All right. So anyway, here we go. We're gonna end this one with cheerful Vicky. We'll see you guys next week. Enjoy. I'm gonna start streaming FF6 Pixel Remaster this weekend. That's gonna be fun. I'm
I'll
gonna
have
go
fun with
to
that.
Suplex Percent DJ. I know that you're not a traditional Final Fantasy player, but even you must know the power of the suplex.
I mean, I've seen the memes and also like I know a lot of the memes.
Oh yeah. Whoo boy.
I've seen people make animation gifs for it too.
Oh man, back during the day era of the Let's Play on something awful. Let's Play Archive Final Fantasy VI. There was one amazing GIF. Where did that go? There's one of him like suplexing the opera house. It's so good.
Nice.
Oh, there it is. It's under the Brave New World one. I'm gonna link it in chat and I'm gonna show you guys because it's so good. Wait, let's see. Where is that? That's here it is. I found it. I found it, everybody. We're gonna put this in chat. Where'd it go? This is one of my favorite Final Fantasy VI memes of all time.
That's pretty good. I like the ending text.
On that day, opera was changed forever. Ah, it's so good. All right,